right, good afternoon. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We're gonna do yoga instead of margaritas. Yes, or you can do margaritas later. Okay, now it's just 4 o'clock, so we're enjoying our yoga first. So let's start sitting, getting comfortable into our easy posture. Sometimes not so easy, but we'll call it easy because it can become easy. All right, so sit bones into the ground. Establish that connection and feel grounded into the earth. Rise up the spine and lift the shoulders, release them back and down. And take a moment to center. Resting your wrist on your knees. Index and thumb coming together for this mudra of connection, of mindfulness and presence. It gets our brain more connected and more aware and alert in the present time. Connect with the breath and meet your breath wherever it's at, with no judgment or need to change it. Just observe how the energy of life flows in your body right now. And as you become more aware, more curious about this breath, and you stick with it for a bit, you will tend to change because it likes to have attention. Just like little children, they will become good when we watch them. Just start to feel your body acknowledging the sits bones, the legs, the knees, the ankles, the hips and pelvis, lower belly. Let's inhale again, lift up the chest and rib cage, just get that area a little bit more released, more open. And connect with that spaciousness of the heart center. And even if it feels closed or contracted right now, with each breath in, we have a choice to expand it, to make it bigger, to make it grow. And in order to open up this center, we're going to walk our hands a little bit to the side of the mat and lift the chest and drop the head back a little bit. Just breathe through the middle of the chest. Activate the rib cage, the diaphragm, the heart center. Deep breath in. And hold it in a little bit. Just allow this area to stretch and expand from its contraction. And exhale smoothly, squeezing the navel to the spine. Another breath comes in, bring it in all the way up to the collarbones. And then hold it in the body to create some space. And exhale when you feel the need. And allow the chin to come back to neutral, but keep the length of the spine. So maybe keep your hands by your side a little bit, just helping to prop that spine and to lengthen everything. Okay, good. Just continue to breathe here. Make an intention for your practice to be present in your body, to listen to your body, to communicate, to receive the messages and act on them. Because our body is very precious. It's the temple that our soul decided to live in order to have a human experience. So we need to provide this space. provide this well-being for this temple. Take care of it. Now we'll extend the legs forward and keeping this Dandasana pose active, pressing through the heels, sit bones into the floor, and keep the hands by your hips pressing down. So we'll continue to lengthen and activate the spine and the back of the legs. Just breathe, getting used to this open, vulnerable chest area. Breathing through the challenge, your body may tend to want to slouch and close in and shy away, but we're going to force it to stay open, but force it in a kind way. Just let it be free. And use the breath to open up more. Most lately, the weather hasn't been very conducive to positive mind state or even body to be open. We get aches, we get a little bit of allergies, and the news in the world can affect us, you know, the social setting, the surroundings. So we tend to shy away and close off to protect ourselves. So now it's time to just open to this experience of this moment, which is pleasant and natural and healthy. And breathe in even the unpleasantness that comes. We allow life to flow as it comes. It's not always going to be pretty or pleasant. Then you would be in life, you would be heaven, and we have not gotten there yet, but we can create a mind state of that place as we create thoughts. The thoughts create reality. So we need to be mindful of our thoughts. The thoughts become actions, the actions become deeds, and they embed so deeply that they become our programming. Our life is ran by this program we create, so we need to be careful what we create for ourselves. All right, press through the heels, re-engage everything, lift up one more time, take 2 more breaths. Good. And let's cross the legs again, and we'll work a bit with the neck now. Drop the right ear towards the right shoulder gently, and slide your right hand underneath your right sit bones, or bring it around your back, crossing over to the left side, whichever one feels more natural to you, or the one that feels more benefit. Actually, I'm sorry, I should have said, if the right hand is under the sit bones, the left ear is to the left shoulder. Switch that up. Keep that hand where it's at and move the head towards the left. Breathe into this area that we are working on right now. Just imagine you can breathe directly into the side of the neck and down the arm. Now let's add some movement. We're going to bring the chin towards the left shoulder, look down and back. And then inhale, look up to the right. And exhale down to the left. 3 more just like this, very slow, very mindful movement, leading with your eyes. Okay, after your last one, bring the chin back to the left and then down towards the center of the nipple line. So your chin drops down a little bit after you're stretching it to the side, drop it down. And just notice here. Now this time we're gonna bring the left arm to grab the right tricep into the hand. So we're gonna act on some tension here, create a little bit of a pull just to activate this right arm a bit more to keep the spine locked. We need to allow a lot of time here to undo the stress and the tension and the compression that we place in this area of the body. So be patient, be kind, and let this area open up and release. Two more breaths. And inhale, release. Come back to center. Take a moment to notice. You'll feel your right side really long and open and stretched, and the left side kind of contracted. So now we have to make the left side happy. So bring that right ear towards the right shoulder and left hand underneath the body from the back. Aligning the spine, keeping it tall, opening the shoulder. And bring the head to the right comfortably. And start to notice. Where do you feel the first sensation? Just connect with that. And paying attention, noticing how it changes as you wait. If you get any sensation down the arm, with time, eventually will start to travel up towards the cervical vertebrae from where that contraction started actually. So the pain or the discomfort or the tightness tends to centralize itself into the spine. Usually it starts to pain at the peripheries, but then when it starts to heal or take care of itself, it travels down, 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 and gets back into the spine. And it's a good progression that we want to see. It's the release of tension, of contraction, of discomfort. And now bring that right arm and grab that left tricep into your hand. Create some tension, a little pull here. And now let's start to travel with the gaze a little bit up to the right and down to the left. Good. All right. Coming back, bring the chin towards the right shoulder a bit more and stay 2 more breaths. Releasing that deeply embedded tension from this contracted area of the base of the neck. See, 6 and 7, they get really compressed and fused sometimes because they're so low in almost in the thoracic vertebrae that we cannot stretch them very much. So we really need to be intentionally working on this area. Otherwise, we lose its mobility over time. All right, and coming back. Now, next one, we're gonna realign the back of the neck, the cervical vertebrae. So we're gonna press gently into the chin, kind of helping to slide the neck back and lengthening the back of the neck. And then from here, we're gonna look to the right. And stay there. So we can reverse that curvature in the neck that tends to become like a hump. So we're straightening the back of the neck. C4 and C5 are gonna be activated here. The ones that help us move the head in a circle. Okay, inhale, center, keeping that slight chin tuck, and turn to the left. Deepen the breath, stay connected, observe, recognize what you need to change, what you need to do more of, how you can improve your posture. Doing this when you sit at the desk for a while, take a little break, just 1 minute, doesn't have to be much. Get your body back in alignment. Okay, come back to center. Now let's see if we move the head in a circle, how does it feel? Just go very slow, just checking in. It may still be a little tight. So now let's see, the one area that can be really tight on the neck is the SCM muscle, sternocleidomastoid, that connects from the mastoid process in the back of the head. Sternum means the sternum and cleido means the clavicle. So it's gonna connect right into here and into the sternum. So we have the origin and the insertion. So we're gonna help this area a little bit more by really turning the head to the right, let's say, and we're gonna really massage this muscle with our own hands. So use your right hand to massage this left side of the neck. So you can actually grab this muscle. It's a very thick, tendon-like muscle. It's so dense because we use it a lot to hold our head. So start from the very back end point behind the ear, where you find a little notch. That's your mastoid process. It's a little protrusion, actually. And when you go down the muscle, just squeezing it on its length. Basically, you're compressing it, and that will make it release and relax. You can even do some pull action. You're going to start from the back and pull it forward, down into the chin, the side of the jaw, and then all the way down. Very thick, very dense, but it is mostly so because of the tension it holds. It's just very tight, very tense, not only dense. So we help it release. You maybe will find knots and cords in there that feel really stiff, really dense. You can feel these changes in tissue density and shape. Just because of tension. That's all it is. Stuck energy in the body. So we're helping it release. And you can even go down at the base of the neck into the side of the arm. Is going to get into the trapezius a little bit. So pick it up from the back like you're grabbing into your muscles and then pull forward. Just like a sliding motion over this humerus bone. Just carry your fingers deep in there and then pull. Okay, good. It's good on that side. Maybe not enough, but we can do more later or do it every day. Then we'll do the other side. Turn the head to the left and pick it up from the mastery process and just squeezing it down. You're grabbing it with your fingers, your thumb in the back. You can do it with the opposite hand. That's easier. It's very dense. One side could be a little bit more involved than the other, depending on our position, our postures. And then do some sliding motion from the back of the neck towards the front. Just slide over it with your 3 fingers. And as you get to the base, stay there, put more pressure and go slower. It's a little denser here, thicker. It meets with the trapezius, the rhomboids in the back. Go into the humerus bone. See what you get, see what feedback you get, and you act accordingly, putting as much pressure as your body needs right now. You may be disturbing some deep embedded tension. And we're going to get into it in a little bit different way with the tennis balls too. So we're attacking it in different ways, through the movement, through the holding, through the massaging, and then through the compression. So it's really going to get a lot of attention today. And that's sometimes what we need to get some deeper work done, more meaningful, more results we can achieve that way. Okay, release that. So now let's try the other movement, see if this feels a little easier. Now we're going to do crane's neck, where the chin comes into the chest, and then we slide it back and up, forward and down. So circling forward. This activates that C2 and C3 area right below the atlas at the top of the head, which is harder to stretch. Just like C6 and 7, that's at the bottom and towards the thoracic. C2 and C3 are up towards the top of the head. So those are also hard to reach. And they also tend to get fused and stuck together. And then we lose mobility, we lose circulation in the neck, we lose energy transmission. Meridians travel through the neck, nerves travel through the neck. hormonal impulses travel through the neck. It's the communication between the body and the brain happens through this highway that is the neck. So let's switch direction now. Chin to the chest. We're going to go the other way. Slide forward, up, back, and down. And let your spine join the party. That's good for the spine as well. It's like a wave, so it feels good. Good. And now to double check our C4 and C5, we're going to do the circular movement. Go all the way around, to the right and front and forward and back. Open up, look up. You just kind of inform here, see how we feel, how far we got, what kind of release we accomplished, and we will know more when we get to use the therapeutic bowls. And reverse the direction. And if the neck, it's really, really stiff and really contracted and not being, you know, flexible enough to withstand all of this process, you may feel almost like you're getting dizzy or really hot in the moment, overwhelmed. So then you stop and do less, and because it takes some time to open this area. Okay, now we will get to the wall. So sit right next to the wall and lift the legs up the wall. And walk the hips in and next to the wall. Your sit bones next to the wall. Okay. So we're gonna give the neck a little break. I'm gonna start with the tennis balls under our tush, right in the middle of the glutes. Put them behind you, separate them if you have them in a socket or in a wrap of some sort. Separate them enough so they can be right in the middle of your glutes between the medius and maximus. And then we're gonna bring our feet together and slide them down. So the tennis balls are gonna act on the outside, are gonna drop onto the outside of the hips here. You're gonna feel which way you want to move into this. If you feel like you want to act on one side more, go ahead and lean your weight to that one side. And just keep the other leg up or just slightly bent. So you can get more intention when you go one side at a time. The other tennis ball can still sit behind you, but it's not going to activate the side. It's going to be straight down into the glutes, which they also need to be released because they can pull on this lat muscle of the back, or they can pull on the hamstring. So we even want the glutes to be strong and relaxed at the same time. And if you want to pendulate, you can do that. You can lean to the left, activating that left side a bit. And then as you inhale, you bring the leg back and over to the right, activating that right side a bit. So you can practice this and see which one feels more beneficial to you. And now let's bring that pendulation the other way with the left leg up and right knee bent. And sink into the right side, activating the side of that hip bone, the TFL, the piriformis. So you're dropping into that side and then pendulate it back, opening to the left. Sliding right and back into the left. Use the breath, of course, and feel how deep you want to go by how far you go. The further you go, the deeper you get. So just notice what feels good for you today. And you just didn't realize how tight your glutes are. Jane, you're surviving there. Yeah, holding still, it's okay too. Drink a lot of water, coconut water, alkaline water to remove this lactic acid we're releasing in the bloodstream. We're gonna bring it out. It's that stagnation, that stagnant energy we collected over years and years and lifetime almost. And sometimes when you find very deep embedded tension, your body will want to release it, so you may feel a natural sigh or a big yawn. That is a sign you're releasing that energy. So that is welcomed. Okay, so we've done enough on this guy too. So now we're going to bring both tennis balls to the left. So we're going to lean into the left a bit more with both knees bent. And the first ball stays at that same level in the side of the hip bone. It's going to come into that TFL. And the other one is going to be midway into your IT band. So when you drop into it, it's going to be activating the IT band. So drop your knees to the left. The right knee is going to put weight over the left knee, help in this area get a little bit more compression. And maybe you want to turn the head and the arm extends to the right. Just really feel here what is enough for you right now. And take those deep, long, meaningful breaths to really nourish this area. You want to transform, transmute this energy, because we cannot really, in a way, release some stagnant energy, but it's always exchange. It's transmuted, transformed. It's not really lost, but we don't want to keep the bad, stale, old energy. We want to refresh it. So we're exchanging it, we're transmuting it, and that's how we get to feel better. But in a moment, it may be challenging. It might not be quite pleasant in a moment. So if that IT band, it's good to start in the middle, because that's the belly of the muscle or tendon or band. What it's a band of very thick tendons here we're getting into. So it's going to respond greatly. Now, if you want to extend that bottom leg out, bring it out from being bent and extend it out, that's going to change the work of the compression. So maybe it drops lower towards the knee, and that's good. And kick the leg to the wall and away from the wall. Do some sliding movement into the wall, away from the wall, without coming off the ball. Breathe deeply, release deeply. All right, let's let go of this side and move on to the other side. So bring the leg up. Bend the knees, drop them to the right with the ball into that area that you like in the side of the hip, and then down halfway into the IT band. And drop your weight to the right. It's gonna be a lot if you drop all your weight. So you decide if you don't want a lot of weight, you can keep the left leg up. And turn the head and the arm to the left. Take a few breaths here. And send the breaths to that deepest sensation you find. Your mind's attention, your healing power, your determination, your breath energy are going to help this area change around. Breathe through the challenge, but make it bearable. If you want more or to have a different action here, extend the right leg out and you're going to slide it away from the wall and back into the wall. Maybe you wanted to travel closer to the knee. That's going to help release this area that involves the patellar ligaments. And also it's the syndrome that gets created when the IT band is tight. It's called the burning syndrome. So it's going to feel like the IT band syndrome, which is actually a burning sensation at the knee level, but it's connected to the IT band. So it's really the IT band causing it, not the knee itself. So we're releasing this area so we don't have to experience the IT band syndrome. All right. One more breath here. Just really enjoy it for what it's worth. Doing good, Peggy. I know you can answer, but I'm just checking on you. If you're not screaming, you must be doing okay. Okay, let's bring the tennis balls now behind the neck. They're gonna be right on the outside of the spine, between the shoulder blades. Just, if you put your hands behind you, it's whatever point you can reach to, that's where you wanna place them. And then lay back on them. Or you can go sitting against the wall and press against the wall from sitting. That will be more controllable with a weight. But I don't know, I like it laying back on the floor. I don't feel like I get enough when I sit against the wall. But if you feel just a little bit of pressure, you may want to do that. Yeah. So either here, laying down, and we can do more movement here if we have it laying down. So make sure you sit back next to the wall. And we can do the snow angels. Release the arms to the side and slide your arms down to the hips. And then inhale, slide them back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Now lift the arms off the floor and imagine you're flying. Just do some movement with the arms. Just a little bit more creative movement. And even involve the head, move the head side to side. This will move the energy around a bit more. You know, if you'd like to pick up the head in your hands, we're gonna bring the chin to the chest and then exhale, drop it back down. Exhale, chin to chest, elbows squeeze towards each other. And then inhale, open and release back up. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. 2 more, just like that. And keep your hands behind the head and turn the head to the left. Deepen the breath. Lengthen the release of the breath. You can inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth for a greater release. We're getting into some thick embedded tension here. And now turn the head other way. And hold your breath. Continue to let the breath help you out. And you can start to move the head like a chiropractor has his head in your hands, your head in his hands, and just kind of moves the head around, just creating a different release here. Good. And bring it back into center. Bring the arms out in a T and let the palms drop down. And move the head to the right. Take a couple more breaths here. And exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale, bring it back. Let's bring the arms up above the head. And imagine there's a rope and you want to climb that rope. So grab the rope with the right, grab it with the left. Just climb up that rope. Notice one hand can reach further than the other. So one area is more contracted, not shorter, it's just contracted. So over time, we can make them even. And now readjust, make sure that therapeutic bows are a little bit closer to the nape of the neck. And bring the arms out open. And exhale, bring them up to the sky. Close, inhale, open. Exhale, close. Now circle the arms, bring them down and up and overhead. And touch down and around. Inhale and exhale. Keep your arms open and now bend at the elbows. Like a cactus pose. And you can start to move the head side to side if you'd like. And let's bring the left side ball under the tricep. So bring the arm open to the left side and bring it to the center of that tricep muscle. And move the arm a little bit up and down to massage this area. And now you can bring the arm in a cactus pose and then inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale down towards the floor and then up. 2 more just like that. Okay. Bring that right tennis ball under your right tricep. And you can bring the left side one under your shoulder. And work with this right arm. Keep it under the tricep. Take a few good breaths here. And start to move the arm from the cactus pose up and down to the floor. Okay. Let's release that area. We're gonna come on off the wall, come to your side and lift up. We have just one more area I wanna do. This is the stomach meridian on the side of the lower leg here. So it's on the outside of the shin. right above here. So we're gonna sit on our side here, like you wanna lean onto your left side, let's say, and put pressure on this meridian. And on the right side, we can put it right under the knee on the spleen meridian. So we are working on both sides at the same time. Stomach meridian, it's a good one to release, to help everything kind of digest better in the body, just move the energy. And that way you will create energy. And the spleen is gonna release the stagnant energy. It's gonna help us digest and release. And you can move here a little bit, or you can just hold and put pressure as you lean forward. It's gonna be mean too here as well. You've probably never done your stomach meridian before, so when I go to the chiropractor, she always puts a needle here in the side of the shin. So I'm like, that's a stomach meridian. I'm like, okay, great. But we can do acupressure. This is a form of acupressure as well as myofascial release. So you're activating this point right here. And you can even do that with your fingers. You don't have to use tennis balls just to make it acupressure. You put a pressure of your own fingers. And I took a whole course on this with Michael Reed Goch. He's just teaching acupressure, not even goes into acupuncture. It's just a whole spectrum of that anybody can do. So maybe I could start a course on one of the evenings, or like the once a month thing that we do, and teach all these acupressure meridians that we all can do on our own body. That would be really good. Okay, so we've done this side enough. We can lean and do the other side. Go onto the right outside for the stomach and the inside of the spleen. And lean forward a bit to give it enough intention, as much as you'd like. And of course, the lower legs get a lot of stagnation, because when we sit at the hips, we basically close off the circulation. By having a 90-degree of the hip, everything gets closed off from here on down. So we do need to be mindful of that and open up the hips. Maybe next time when we do, we're gonna put a tennis ball here next to the groin to open up this area. So we are out of time today. But it was very deep and very meaningful, and it's gonna take a lot of processing after the practice as well. So you may feel this in the next 24 to 48 hours. Two more breaths here, and then we get to relax and embed everything in our Shavasana pose. All right. All right, guys, you can take your time and get down on your backs, or you can do one more here at the lower level above the ankle bone by just simply dropping the weight into the side. Heels together, and just press forward a bit like you do your bound angle, with that compression on the outside of the ankle, right above the ankle bone. But if you had enough, that's totally understandable. We've done enough body parts. So lay back and just really relax. And to get the whole body to send a message of relaxation throughout your body system, you can put one tennis ball behind the back of the head in that area that hits the pillow first. This is the Bai Hui point. It's a point for relaxation that sends the energy of release down the whole nervous system. So you can feel a wave of shimmering relaxation traveling down from the head to the shoulders, to the arms, through the whole body, down the hips, down the ankles. So enjoy this pleasant release. And connect back with the breath and slowing down. The breath, lengthening the exhalation. Bringing the body in rest and digest mode into a very relaxing state throughout the whole body. In a space and clarity in the mind, tranquility and love and connection in the heart. Just feeling this body system reconnecting, readjusting, reintegrating all the work that we've done, taking effect here. Let the body go. Let this be a time to let everything rest, lengthen, breathe, and receive. Now, I want to read you a small poem I wrote. One other poem. It's called Divine Mother. Divine Mother, oh Divine Mother Nature. I look around and I see your creation. I walk and feel your pulse under my foot. The velvety carpet of moss is my pillow. The creek whispers love songs in my ear. Shade is generously provided by my mother willow. I am in the womb of my mother, comforted, nourished, nurtured, accepted as I am, praised and deeply loved. Each breath I take is a gift. Each bird song of love song from you to me. I am grateful. I am grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Reminding ourselves that gratitude is a great tool to help us stay positive and to have this open heart of receiving and also giving, and knowing that as we receive, we also need to give, and as we give, we always will receive. We exchange energies all the time with each other in this world. So as we replenish ourselves in our yoga practice, we have more to offer, even back to ourselves first of all, and then to others. Take here a couple more minutes to really embed all these great energies of the practice. Transmute and transform what needs to be transformed. And to let go, to release, and to receive what we need to receive. And bring one hand to the belly and one to the heart, connecting deeper with yourself. Gathering and storing prana and life force and chi right below the navel in the pranic center. And receiving compassion and kindness and love into your hearts. And knowing that all of that can be connected with our mindful state of mind. Inhale again and start to stretch your arms up overhead. Start to wake up the body, move your fingers and toes. You can press your palms and feet together and rub them, create some heat, waking up the meridians. And come to your side, roll up and down or side to side if you'd like. And come back to a sit. Checking in with the body and just noticing how the posture feels now at the end after we open up. We can see our spine more lengthened, our shoulders more relaxed, our hearts more open. So let's open our arms. Exhale, giving ourselves a big hug. Inhale, open again. And hug one more time, giving thanks to our body. And inhale one more time, receive. And exhale, bring it into the heart. Grateful for each other, for the practice we shared, for the energy we shared, received, and gathered. Namaste. All right. Feeling good. Later we'll feel even better.
My neck's better already.
Yes. Awesome. See you soon, Peggy. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.